I stand before you day an embarrassed man. I'm not broken, but I am an embarrassed man. Father of three, grandfather, brother, son. I'm very embarrassed. And my phone wasn't hacked. It wasn't a prank. It was me being a healthy, active male.
Hollywood does this when you want fame and fortune. They make you, either you sell your soul, you make a crazy sacrifice, or they have to shame your ass like this. And dude, this is not him.
When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Did Shannon Sharpe just expose more than he intended on Instagram? Fans are buzzing, and the internet is divided over a scandalous viral moment involving the former NFL star. But is this just another Hollywood humiliation ritual?
You try to tell the truth for a living and you like to air people out, hatred is coming your way. I didn't know it was going to be this type of hatred.
What does this incident reveal about Shannon's stance in the entertainment world? And why are Hollywood insiders like Katt Williams speaking out about the forces trying to silence him? Could this be Shannon's farewell to the spotlight? Shannon Sharpe is no stranger to controversy, but this time, he might have pushed the envelope too far. Recently, a viral clip from Shannon Sharpe's Instagram Live sent shockwaves across the internet. Fans were left stunned as explicit content appeared on his feed, leading to wild speculation about whether this was a mistake or something far more deliberate. But was this just a simple lapse in judgment, or is there a more calculated narrative unfolding?
My thing is, how do you leak a sex audio tape? A sex audio tape, Shannon? That's what we're doing now? We having sex audio tapes?
Sharpe has always been outspoken, particularly when it comes to calling out Hollywood's dark side. Is it possible that this viral moment is part of a larger agenda? Could Shannon be the latest victim of a Hollywood humiliation ritual, similar to other celebrities like Kevin Hart and John Cena, who found themselves in the crosshairs? And what does Katt Williams, the comedian who's long been vocal about Hollywood's sinister practices, have to say about all of this?
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment.
Let's dive deep into the viral scandal, the fan reactions, and the bigger questions surrounding Shannon Sharpe's future in the entertainment industry. Could this be the beginning of his exit, or is there something far more disturbing at play? Shannon Sharpe's career has seen its highs and lows, but nothing quite like this. A man known for his bold opinions and sharp wit on Fox Sports' Undisputed, Sharpe has always been in the limelight for his unapologetic commentary. But just recently, it wasn't his sports opinions making waves. It was the explicit audio heard during his Instagram Live. It all started when Sharpe went live on IG, presumably to connect with fans. But viewers were treated to something far more scandalous than they expected. The sound of a sexual encounter in the background was unmistakable, and Sharpe didn't realize it until it was too late. Imagine thousands of people hearing intimate noises during what should have been a normal social media moment. The question remains, how did a respected sports commentator end up in this position? And will Sharpe manage to recover from such an embarrassing public moment? Shannon Sharpe's accidental IG Live broadcast shook his followers to their core. One minute, they were expecting his usual witty comments, and the next, they were hearing something far more personal than intended. In an era where celebrities are hyper-aware of their online presence, how could such a blunder happen?
Shannon. That's my Michelle is crazy.
That's my Michelle.
Sharpe's initial reaction to the slip-up was reportedly shock and embarrassment. At first, Sharpe blamed the incident on a cyber attack and put out a statement in a now-deleted post claiming that his Instagram account had been hacked. However, he has since admitted that he shared the video himself by mistake. During an episode of his YouTube series Nightcap, Sharpe clarified some of the details surrounding what happened.
I stand before you day an embarrassed man. I'm not broken, but I am an embarrassed man. Father of three, grandfather, brother, son. I'm very embarrassed.
He clarified that he was not embarrassed by the act itself, but rather the way such an intimate moment was made public, bringing his private life into his professional life as an ESPN commentator. For the audio be heard, I'm disappointed in myself, he added. I let a lot of people down. He reiterated that what happened was between two consenting adults and refused to be shamed. Nobody was harmed in the making of this audio, he joked. She might have had to put a little ice pack down there, but she good otherwise. Sharpe went on to explain how the live happened in the first place, blaming his own unfamiliarity with the technology involved.
But guys, this was not staged. Came in, I threw my phone on the bed, gazed in an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on. So I don't know how it works.
Despite attempts to move past it, the internet has been buzzing with memes and jokes, making this a viral moment for all the wrong reasons. In an even more shocking turn of events, adult websites started reaching out to Sharpe, hoping to cash in on the situation. TMZ reported that multiple adult entertainment companies offered him deals, turning what was initially a PR nightmare into a potential money-making opportunity. One of these offers came from the P Dude, a popular XXX website, and they're not playing around. They're throwing $100,000 at Sharpe, hoping he'll score the ultimate BBC touchdown on their set. Yep, you heard that right. They're basically ready to hand him a jersey and roll out the red carpet if he's down for a career change. These offers have sparked even more online debate among fans. Some were shocked, while others speculated that Shannon had been hacked. But the real controversy lies in whether this incident is tied to something more sinister. Shannon Sharpe has never shied away from addressing Hollywood's hidden agendas and has been vocal about the dark side of the industry. So the big question remains, was this viral moment just an accident, or was it part of a Hollywood humiliation ritual meant to target outspoken figures like Shannon? You see, Shannon Sharpe's interview with Katt Williams marked a turning point in his career. The candid conversation, which touched on sensitive subjects, catapulted Sharpe into the spotlight, but also made him a target.
When Katt dropped, it's like, all of a sudden he gay now.
Following this interview, Sharpe has been subjected to increasing scrutiny and threats. But what exactly triggered this backlash? In a recent interview, Shannon talked about all the crazy stuff he's been dealing with since Katt Williams' interview went viral earlier this year. He had a conversation with Cam Newton and shared why celebrities are comfortable enough to spill all their secrets on his podcast. Shannon explained that before every interview, he makes it clear to his celebrity guests that they don't have to talk about certain topics if they don't want to, which makes them comfortable enough to tell their own story.
I said, is there anything that you don't want to talk about? I always ask the guests that. Sometimes they say, well, I would appreciate it if we not talk about this. Cool.
He mentioned that he believes it is possible to share one's story without including anything negative. However, he also thinks that anyone who has been in a business for an extended period, such as 10, 15, 20, or 30 years, likely has more than one intriguing story. While he understands if someone chooses to avoid such tales, he does not feel it is his place to prevent them from sharing if they choose to do so.
That's what I believe. So if they say they want to stay away from it, but if they want to tell something, who am I to say, no, don't do, you can't tell that. People, Cam.
In his recent interview, Shannon addressed the criticism from those who claim he is not a real journalist. He clarified that he has never considered himself a journalist. For those who may not be familiar with him, Shannon is a highly successful retired NFL player who was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011. Following his football career, he worked as a sports commentator for several years. In 2020, during the pandemic, he started his podcast, Club Shay. Although the podcast initially had decent viewership, it exploded in popularity with the Katt Williams interview, which now has over 70 million views and is the most watched episode on Club Shay. Interestingly, this interview almost didn't happen. Shannon revealed that he had been trying to get Katt on the podcast for about a year before it finally came together. He fortuitously met Katt's new manager, who connected him with Katt. Just a week later, Katt appeared on Club Shay, sharing many industry secrets. Katt Williams was aware that his revelations would have a significant impact on the industry.
They all coming.
No, they ain't.
Are you kidding?
Nah.
Hey, I promise
good thing
you.
I done got all the rest of them. I done got the ones.
I promise you, everybody trying to double back.
Which he made very clear during the interview. And Katt was right about the industry's reaction. While Shannon was enjoying Club Shay's success, he noticed that some people in the industry were not pleased and were trying to sabotage his podcast. The full story includes some celebrities being upset by Shannon's achievements and labeling him and Club Shay as troublemakers, accusing him of stirring up drama in Hollywood due to the Katt Williams interview. Reports suggest that powerful figures in Hollywood, including Oprah, Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry, and Clive Davis, might be behind a campaign to discredit Shannon Sharpe. But what are their motives? Well, let's just say Katt did not paint them in a good picture during his interview on Club Shay Shay. In return, these elites allegedly tried to label Shannon gay.
Oh, I don't think Shannon's gay. First of all, if someone says you're gay, that means you made it. You understand? I'm waiting for somebody to say I'm gay.
A few months ago, Sharpe and comedian Mike Epps crossed hairs due to comments Epps made regarding Sharpe's sexuality. Footage of Epps performing at a comedy show surfaced on social media back in February this year, during which the comedian insinuated that Sharpe is gay and that he declined the former NFL star's request to appear on his Club Shay Shay podcast. That ends Shannon Sharpe called me trying to do an interview, the 53-year-old said to the crowd. I said, no, Medea, I ain't doing no interview with you, so you can sit across from me and look at my balls.
That nigga Shannon Sharpe called me trying to do an interview. I said, no, Medea, I ain't doing no interview. So you can sit across from me and look at my balls.
He continued, adding, the NS is called Shay Shay. The N is telling you. Put a wig on that MF and tell me if that ain't MFing Medea's sister. After catching wind of Epps' comments, Sharpe clapped back at the comedian during an episode of his Nightcap podcast with Chad Ochocinco Johnson. While the former NFL star didn't mention Epps by name, he alluded to the comic's viral clip while threatening to expose direct messages between him and Epps.
Wait, elephant?
Everybody want
What happened?
the Mike Epps situation.
Oh, yeah, Mike, I heard what you said, right?
Mention my name again, and I'm going to put the DMs out, Sharpe said during the broadcast. And I don't like doing this, but you're lying. The 56-year-old chose not to acknowledge or respond to Epps' insinuations that he is homosexual, but again warned that he would expose the content of their communication if Epps further disparaged his name. I don't care about all that other stuff. You can say I'm gay. I don't care about that, Sharpe said. You said I reached out to you to come on Club Shay Shay, and you're a mofo lie. Now, when I see you, I'm going to see if you're about that. I'm going to see if you want to say what you have been saying, trying to get some jokes because you got mad because Katt Williams did what he did. Another person who seems to be convinced that Sharpe is gay is comedian Corey Holcomb. Back in March this year, Holcomb delivered a manic 5-minute set about a host of prominent black media figures during an appearance on the 5,150 show. His first target was Lil Rel Howery, who he accused of buying B. Specifically, Holcomb accused Lil Rel of buying a B at the Beyoncé show, referring to Lil Rel's proposal to his now fiancée at a Renaissance tour concert last year.
Shannon Sharpe, you had Katt on your podcast. You was with Katt. That's why all them motherfuckers ain't with you.
However, the comedian also went after Shannon Sharpe again. Holcomb leaped on the notion that Sharpe was trapped in the gay-trix, as suggested by one of the show's hosts. Previously, Holcomb went after Sharpe for hosting Fruit Booties on Club Shay Shay. It turns out the funny man is not the only person to allege that Sharpe is secretly queer. Antonio Brown called Sharpe a rainbow while going after the Hall of Famer for his criticisms of Lamar Jackson. The former NFL wide receiver once again stirred controversy, this time targeting Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe in a social media outburst. Brown accused Sharpe of concealing his true sexuality following a viral TikTok video promoting Sharpe's Le Portier Chez Cognac. Despite Sharpe's positive intent to honor his grandmother through the brand, Brown's unfounded comments overshadowed the event, raising questions about his motives. Here for the final stop of the day, Total Wine, Brown said. To the line started over there. My last stop of the day. We got up early and had a late night. We don't do excuses here. We just get the job done because this is what we signed up for, he added. This incident adds to Brown's history of controversial statements, including accusations of steroid use against NFL elites, such as Julian Edelman and J.J. Watt, as well as personal attacks against former teammate Tom Brady. In any case, the threats against Shannon Sharpe have had a significant impact on his career and personal life. He revealed that being called gay has affected him the most. When you question a straight man's sexuality continuously, social media is so influential, he said. We had a guy make it to the White House in 2016, repeatedly saying things over and over, and people started to believe it. If you say things enough, people will believe them as true, even though they're not. It's not okay to say somebody is gay, Sharpe added. You can't convince me that it's okay. It's not. He added, a lot of times people disguise things in jokes, Sharpe said. Envy, jealousy. I don't have anything against gay people. To each his own, and whatever you choose to do, that's your life. In any case, the theory of Hollywood humiliation rituals has been around for years. Case in point, John Cena's unexpected costume during the 2024 Oscars. Katt Williams has also frequently spoken about how Hollywood uses public embarrassment to control and silence individuals, particularly those who refuse to toe the line. With Sharpe now in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons, some fans are connecting the dots. Could the recent viral moment be part of a bigger, more sinister plan? Shannon Sharpe's IG Live controversy has reignited discussions about Hollywood's notorious humiliation rituals. These rituals are believed by some to be a method used by Hollywood elites to publicly shame and control high-profile figures. Katt Williams has long spoken about these tactics, claiming that anyone who steps out of line or wants to be famous is subject to public embarrassment, scandals, or worse. One person whom Katt Williams has mentioned severally is Kevin Hart. During an episode of the Club Shay Shay podcast, Katt Williams dropped a bomb when he called Kevin Hart an industry plant. He pointed out how Kevin's career skyrocketed out of nowhere. Kevin landed a sitcom and starred in Soul Plane all within his first year in LA, something that's almost unheard of. Katt's comments make you wonder if Kevin's rise to fame was as organic as it seemed.
Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? What do you think a plant is?
Katt proceeded to add, he already had his deals when he got here. Have we ever seen a comedian show up in LA and within his first year, he's got his own sitcom on network TV and is the lead in a movie like Soul Plane? No, that doesn't happen. Katt's words suggest that Kevin's quick success might have been part of a bigger Hollywood game, not just pure talent and luck. For those not in the loop, the tension between Katt and Kevin goes way back. It all started in 2008 with the movie Fool's Gold. Katt was supposed to star in the film, but legal troubles kept him from shooting in Australia. Kevin Hart ended up taking the role, and that's when the bad blood began to simmer. Katt has never shied away from spilling tea, and he wasn't about to hold back now. He openly shared how the entertainment world lets some shady characters get away with running their own narratives unchecked. According to Katt, it's these same people with tons of resources who manipulate the truth, leaving others to fend for themselves. He's not buying the idea that having power and money automatically makes someone honest. Of course, Katt knows that speaking out could land him in hot water. When asked if he's afraid of backlash, he said, "Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people." And you know what the #1 job is for someone who sold their soul in Hollywood? It's to act like it never happened. The idea that Kevin Hart is an industry plant isn't just a wild theory Katt came up with. It ties into an old Hollywood rumor that entertainers are pressured to do embarrassing things, like wear a dress on screen, as part of a humiliation ritual before they can hit it big. Katt isn't the only one to bring this up. Even Dave Chappelle has talked about it. In 2006, Dave Chappelle was on Oprah, where he explained why he walked away from a $50 million deal with Comedy Central. He wasn't just in it for the money, because he knew that big money often came with strings attached. Dave, who had been in showbiz since he was 14, had seen and heard enough to be wary of what goes on behind the scenes. Dave shared some troubling examples. He mentioned Mariah Carey, who got a $100 million deal but was later painted as crazy in the media. Then there's Martin Lawrence, who after reaching success was seen running down the street waving a gun, yelling that people were out to kill him. These stories only fueled Dave's caution. When Oprah pressed him about it, Dave didn't hold back. He had witnessed how the industry pressured people, often right before they reached their big break, to make decisions that would ultimately embarrass them. It's like they wanted people to laugh at them, not with them. Dave even recalled a specific moment when he was asked to wear a dress for a movie he was working on with Martin Lawrence. He walked into his trailer, saw the dress, and assumed it was a mistake. But no, it was for a scene where Martin's character dresses him up as a hooker. Dave said, "Nope, not happening." The crew tried convincing him it was just comedy, but Dave stood his ground. In the end, they scrambled to write a new scene, which made Dave wonder why they were so quick to cave once he refused. For Dave, it wasn't just about refusing to wear a dress. It was about something bigger. The industry seemed to be pushing black male actors into roles that made them look foolish or weak. This pressure wasn't unique to him. Martin Lawrence wore a dress in Big Mama's House. Eddie Murphy did it in the Nutty Professor movies. And Jamie Foxx played the character Wanda on In Living Color. Even the Wayans brothers dressed as women in White Chicks. The list goes on with movies like Juwanna Mann and Tyler Perry's Medea franchise. Meanwhile, Kevin Hart was all about protecting his brand. When the topic of wearing a dress came up, he made it clear he wasn't interested. "Nope, haven't dealt with that dress situation. You gotta know your limits and keep your brand intact," he said. Kevin was adamant about drawing a line, saying no to anything that could harm his image.
Definitely have ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross.
But then, in a plot twist, Kevin showed up a year later in a dress during an SNL skit.
His 9-year-old Oscar nominee, Convention.
Fans weren't happy about it. They quickly accused him of selling out and being a hypocrite. Kevin, now in full defense mode, said that guys like Martin Lawrence, Tyler Perry, and Jamie Foxx weren't forced into those roles. They made the choice.
I was actually one of those comedians that said, no, I wouldn't wear a dress. There's no way I would wear a dress. And then when proposed with the opportunity of what I felt was funny, I said, oh, that's funny, I'm gonna do it. It's all about choice. You know, nobody makes you do anything. Right. Nobody says, this is what you got to do.
Kevin's take was all about personal choice, but some folks aren't buying it. They point out that Kevin didn't seem too keen on the idea of wearing a dress until the big bucks came into play. When money starts talking, sometimes integrity takes a back seat. People begin to wonder if all the talk about personal choice was just that, talk. Because when a hefty paycheck is on the table, it's easier to go back on what you said you'd never do. In the wake of the viral incident, some fans are speculating that this could be the beginning of the end for Sharpe's time in the spotlight. Could this incident be a signal that Shannon is preparing to step away from the public eye? Others believe that this scandal may have been orchestrated to push Shannon out of the industry entirely. If the theory of Hollywood humiliation rituals holds any weight, then this could be a calculated move to force Sharpe into compliance or drive him out for good. As the dust settles, one thing is certain. This incident has left fans with more questions than answers. Is Shannon Sharpe the latest victim of Hollywood's dark rituals? Or was this just an unfortunate mistake? Only time will tell. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.